Perfectionist Edge is a 6-week cohort program for high-performing women. Now, these women are emerging leaders or leaders in their organizations or in areas of their life where they're just high achievers. They may even be self-described perfectionists, or they may have been told in the past that they have perfectionist tendencies. And they may also have been told, look, those tendencies hold you back. Those tendencies are something you should recover from, or you should be working to fix. And the program itself brings together women who want more in their lives. They want more confidence. They want less anxiety. They want to be able to make great decisions. They want to be known in their organization as a great communicator. So all of those things are wrapped up into the program. And really, it's about resetting the idea and turning it on its head that perfectionism is a negative. And in essence, perfectionism, being described as a perfectionist, is something that you can hone. It's something that you can take from overdrive to strategic power. And the idea is, at the core of it, you are whole and you are perfect. And what you need to be able to do is to hone your superpower into the traits that make it a strategic advantage for you. It's a different approach than many times we see written, that one of the keys to perfectionists embracing new ways of working is to simply try things without being perfect at them. And that just simply doesn't work. That approach is one where, for example, you would never just say to someone with anger issues, simply calm down. Doesn't work. And to tell a perfectionist not to be perfect is just going against their grain. But then to tell them there's function within the steps of imperfection is a totally different thing. And being in a setting where you can openly discuss that and openly work on it is really the key. And so the program starts with discussion around values and around the idea that if you are striving for unachievable standards, what is the value in that for you and for your team? And it's not about self-worth. The value is purely a set of data that says this is good enough, this is not. And so as you apply values to your effort, you start to realize where you're wasting effort. And then turning that understanding of those values into a method for rhythms and processes that help you reevaluate where enough is enough versus this all or nothing thinking that says everything has to be a certain standard. And I know this is not a new concept. It's just that I have not seen it the way that we do it in Perfectionist Edge, where we're bringing together a like-minded set of women, where each of us is feeding off of the other. And what one gal struggles with, another one has tackled. And that those minds coming together are helping each person see things differently. And it's like this collective set of achievement. It's so cool to see how someone lights up when they see how someone has adjusted their rhythm, and they see that person's rhythm and they say, I want to build my own. I want to embrace this in the way that works for me. And that's, again, the beauty of, self-work within the collective whole. It's not about comparing myself to this other person. It's about embracing the outcome. It's embracing what can this do for me as I see it working in someone else. And with the program, you're able to discern, is this worth pushing? Is this worth achieving at this level? Where is it that this is a risk if it's not? And where is it that this is not that important to me or to the team? And those sets of traits and skills are something that some perfectionists have never actually tried to hone. And The first and maybe the most transformational one is the idea of your self-worth, that your self-worth is transformed by looking at things differently through the program. The thought and the approach for many high achievers is that their value or their contributions or their sense of self-worth is wrapped up in their identity with their work. And while work is so important to so many of us, it gives us vision, gives us value, it gives us purpose, but it is not our self-worth. It is not our whole identity. And so being able to walk away with a expanded and more graceful view of our self-worth is the number one takeaway. Then coming out of that renewed sense of self-worth is a confidence booster. So the program also gives people an outcome that helps them build self-confidence and build confidence in their work and in their life and in the way that they approach things. And as we go through the program, a key idea is that when you give yourself grace, this will build your self-confidence. You will see that you can achieve more by being a little less hard on yourself. You will have learned something differently. And it's something that you need to work on is sometimes stop short by having a different sense of who you are or a self-worth that doesn't allow you to give yourself grace. And the program provides you with tool sets and rhythms that give you a more robust sense of self-confidence. Within that, then you also are going to have an enhanced sense of building boundaries. And what really are boundaries to perfectionists? And so it's not a traditional view of boundaries, but it's one where those things together, those skills that you're building in decision making and in priority setting and in communication, then translate into creating boundaries that keep you on the right track. And as part of that, it's really important to understand that boundary setting is always within a greater context. They're not rigid boundaries. They are in context of the data that you have, of the alignment that you need, and of the whole context of the situation. I think another one of the more surprising outcomes, or one you might not think of in a perfectionist program, is the outcome of being a much better communicator. Maybe you're a leader in a new season or a new organization, and suddenly you find yourself in new conversations. And this program around honing your perfectionist edge is going to teach you to be a great communicator. And it's just something I feel so strongly about, that the better you can communicate in the right context, with the right people, in the right situations, the more that you will be successful with less stress. And it's going to be more effective for you as a seasoned leader or as an emerging leader to learn those skills and to practice them within this safe environment. So excellent communication, having tough conversations, giving great context-driven feedback to your employees is, again, something that is potentially an outcome you can expect from this program. Yeah, so what is my why? So for me, my why is to impact the lives of other women and help them to achieve their goals. And it doesn't matter if that's, someone listening to me give a keynote, or being a part of something I'm facilitating, or a team workshop, or maybe just some woman I met at the doctor's office in the waiting room. But the goal is for me to help her light up with the idea that they are whole and perfect, and they can be who they are and achieve great things by being more of what they are, and by having the tools and techniques and strategies and rhythms to be able to make that happen. So that is definitely a big piece of my why.